Hey everyone, so this is just going to be a pretty quick overview of the Molten Man wave. You already know how I feel about the Build-A-Figure if you watched the yesterday's video on him, so I'm not going to include him. Usually when I do these overviews, it is just the figures in the wave. So I'll go ahead and start up with I'll go from least to my most favorite in the wave. Overall, I think it's a pretty strong wave though. So first up, yes, it is Hydroman. Hydroman's probably my least favorite in the wave. I do still really like him. I think he's a much improved figure than the Toy Biz one from the Spider-Man Classics, where the half the body would swap out. That was a very weird looking figure to me. It just seemed a lot of corners were cut. It was almost like they rushed or made it more gimmicky than a displayable action figure. But so he is cool in that sense that I think he's a much improved figure. I wish almost that he either had swappable arms or something, or lower arms, just something to make him look more human, or maybe even a swappable bottom half, kind of like how Cannonball was, or Cannonball didn't have a swappable half, but even if they made the bottom half water, I think that would have been a lot cooler. At least it just looks awkward to me with these little, I mean, it's nice they did these. I understand that it was kind of to help with that look, but I just feel with more, liquid water effect on his legs, I think that would have helped a lot more with this figure. Maybe one day we'll see an improved one, who knows. But poor Hydroman can't get a break. But otherwise, that's why he's probably my least favorite. But I still, like I said, I still do like him. Up next is Scorpion. Even though he is very accurate, as I've been told in the comments and from when I reviewed him, and then also looking at pictures and talking with friends, so it is a very cool Scorpion. I do like it. I'm glad they gave him the bendy wire tail. I think that's awesome. But I still really like the Toy Biz one from the Spider-Man Classics that had the shooting projectile out of the tail. There's something about the bulkiness of him and how big he is. I do have him though currently displayed with my Spider-Man because he is my newest Scorpion. So I tend to do that with newer figures. I kind of like to have them on display for a little bit before I end up kind of swapping them back out again, just to kind of freshen up the display. But overall, I think this is a solid figure. I just personal preference, really. I just like the Toy Biz one. Number 5 is the Stealth Suit Spider-Man. I may get some complaints maybe in the comments. I'm not sure, because this is a cool figure. I do like him. There's quite a bit of strong figures in this wave. I just feel like he was very plain. I kind of wish they either gave him more of a flat black here, where it's not as glossy. But overall, he is very plain compared to other figures in the wave. So that's kind of where he kind of trickled down, on the list, in my opinion. Number 4 is the actual Spider-Man. Even though I love this figure, I think I love the articulation. I think the articulation is awesome on him. I just wish, again, lacking paint job, I wish he had the black lining painted in to give him that little stripes, just like in the movie. Just the whole overall webbing, not the stripes, but the webbing look would have been really cool. And they've done it on past Spider-Mans, which look really great. Especially the Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure that was with Electro, and it was the Ultimate Green Goblin Build-A-Figure. They painted him the black lines. I'm sorry I didn't bring him down for the comparison when I did I cannot talk. I am sorry. When I did do this figure a couple days ago. But that's kind of where he kind of trickled down. But overall, I think it's a very solid movie Spider-Man. I do like the articulation and the overall look of him. Number 3 is Doppelganger. I just think this figure is so cool. And then learning more about this character makes me like him even more. He's just more kind of creepy and brutal. So it's just an interesting figure altogether. I like that he has the 6 arms. He's just, I don't know, just kind of just a mind, like a friend told me, he's a mindless animal, kind of crazy. So I don't know, something about him is just different. It's a great figure to have in the Spider-Verse display. So overall, not many complaints about him. I just think he's a really nice figure. Number 2 is Mysterio. I'm sure some of you guys probably thought I was going to pick him as number 1. This is an awesome figure. Definitely a really great quality MCU figure. I love all the design on the back of his cape. Just overall great paint applications, great attention to detail. I love the way the dome looks. And it's just a great sculpt, really. There's a little bit of reused parts, but not really. It's a pretty all-new sculpt. It just looks really cool. And I'm sad that I don't have him in my collection. Yes, I have him in front of me, but this is actually my son's. So I never saw him again besides the one time I bought it for him, which is fine, right? Kids come first. Anyway, he's my number 2. Yes, you guys may disagree quite a bit. My number 1 favorite in this wave is the Spider-Woman. I think this is such a cool costume. I think she's a very pretty figure here. I love the way they did the hair. Just the overall look. Looks really cool. I love this webbing. I'm glad we're seeing this getting reused with the new Silk figure, the fan choice. I think that's awesome. I think this is a great effect for the female figures, just so that all their hands don't look like this and kind of like that without the webbing. And I just love all the way translucent but kind of pearlized. It's got a great looking shine on it. But I prefer this suit more so than the red and yellow one. And again, you guys, this is just my personal opinion. You know, everyone's entitled to it. So I like hearing your guys's too. I like hearing your guys's number order of which figures in this wave you liked. But this is definitely my favorite in the wave. I think this is just a really cool looking Spider-Woman. So that wraps up my overview of this wave. Let me know in the comments which ones, give me your number order. What's your top 3, top 2? Or do the whole wave. I always love reading everyone's comments. I tend to try to respond to everyone's comments as much as I can. As long as I get the notification, I will typically respond if it's something I can respond to. But usually if it's viewers, you know, commenting and talking to each other, I don't get really much involved. But if you're, you know, just listing your favorites, I definitely like to hear it. And I always try to write back to you guys. I appreciate when you guys do write in there in the comments. So if you guys take the time to write, I'll take the time to respond. Anyway, hope you guys have a great rest of the night. Hope you enjoyed this quick little overview. And next we'll finish up Sugar Man. Take care.